Okay, let's go ahead and finish up our chapter 1 lecture. If you recall, the last thing we did was create an invoice for Duke's basketball camp and then recorded the payment on August 28th. So here we went to the sales menu and I clicked on all sales and it showed the most recent transaction. Again, it is showing the Duke's basketball camp invoice, and that payment was made on the 28th of August. Okay, we're going to now run a report. We're going to run the account receivable agent summary. So I'm going to go to my reports icon, and this report happens to be, go to standard, one of the favorites that's been chosen already. So I'll click on the account receivable agent summary to bring up that report. Let's go up a little bit. And so for our reporting period, we're going to just use today, which is August 21st. So this will show the agent report as of today's date. But of course, depending upon what required, you can change that to this week, this month, this quarter, this year, depending upon what the directions are for running that particular report. Okay. And then to actually run the report, you can click on the Run Report button. And then to export it, click here. And you can export to Excel, again, or export to a PDF file. And pretty much all of our reports we're going to do will be in a PDF file format. I won't go through the process of how to save again. So I'm going to close out of the account receivable aging summary report. Okay. I'm going to go back to my reports tab. But this time I'm going to click where it says management reports. So what you may have noticed in the previous report, when I clicked on the account receivable agent summary, it gave me the option to save it as a management report. So these are the reports that we're going to show to management maybe every month, every quarter, depending upon the time frame that's going to be selected. So let's take a look at the management report. Again, in your textbook, I'm sorry, I'm actually on page 35 right now. So the management report, under the company overview, I'm going to click on the preview to see which reports are included in the management report. And let's see what comes up. It's total of 6 pages. It has a nice heading, the who, what, and when. And in the actual report, we see that table of contents, there's a profit and loss statement, as well as a balance sheet that has been prepared for management. So what you'll see later on is that you are able to determine which reports you want to include as part of the management report. Okay? So these tables we just took a look at, they're on page 36 and on page 37 of your textbook. Okay? There are some other reports in the textbook that I'm not going to necessarily go through, but for all these different reports, like the account receivable agent report details, the expenses by vendor, again, if you click on the reports tab and go to the standard, it shows you the different type of reports that you can run in the QuickBooks system. And again, I'm not going to necessarily go through all of these. Let's see if I'll locate one. For example, the account receivable agent detail is on page 38 of your textbook. So again, it would give you a detailed report of the receivables, the amount shown from our different customers, as well as the due date for those different uh, invoices, as well as how old are those receivables. And once again, you are able to export these reports to an Excel file or as a PDF file. Okay? We're going to do a few more things will be done. We're going to create a sales receipt. We're going to enter a bill. We're going to write a check. And then we'll talk about what's required for your Chapter 1 homework. Okay? So if you ever stuck, this is your best friend, the plus new button. So we're going to click on the plus new button, and we're going to do a sales receipt. So I'm going to click where it says sales receipt. And this is going to be a cash sale whenever it decides to come up. There we go. Okay. We're going to put in the customer information that is shown on page 40 of your textbook. So the customer is going to be Cool Cars. So there's Cool Cars, going to be our customer. We'll keep 8/28 as our date. The payment method, they're paying by check. So payment method, they're paying by check. Deposit to, deposit those funds into your checking account. So we'll choose checking. Okay. I'm going to go down a little bit to see the service information. The product/service we're going to receive or we're going to provide for this customer is going to be custom design. So design, custom design. And notice that the rate has already been set up for custom design. You learn how to do it a little bit later. The quantity is going to be 3, and then press your tab key. And now your invoice amount should be shown as $225. Notice that when I scroll down that the balance is going to be 0 because this was a cash transaction. So again, the balance is going to be 0 because this is a cash transaction. Go ahead and click on the Save button. And again, if an actual customer, you could save it and send them a receipt at the same time. Okay? I'm going to close out of the sales receipt. By plus new, your best friend. And this time we're going to enter a bill. So under vendors, click where it says bill. And this information for the bill begins on page 42 of your textbook. So the actual vendor is going to be Lee Advertising. So under vendor, see if we can't find Lee Advertising. Where's Lee? Let me put this up a little bit so you can see it. There's Lee Advertising. And their information comes up automatically. They didn't give us any terms. So the terms here will show how quickly it's going to be due. Let's just choose net 30, meaning the invoice will become due in 30 days. For the category, we're going to choose advertising. And the rate or the amount is going to be $250. So put that in and press your tab key. So now that we've entered the information, we have two choices because it's not due just yet. We can just save it. We're going to do. We're going to save ours, or you can do save and schedule payment. And if you did that, we would schedule a payment for the due date of 9/27 or whatever date was selected. But for right now, just click on the save button. So that's how you enter a bill by going through that particular section. So let's close out of the bill section. Okay. And next, look like we're going to write a check. And we're now on page 43. And we're now going to write a check. So once again, hit the plus new button. And under the vendor section, click where it says check. That'll come up. There we go. For the payee, again, we're in the book on page 43. Choose Computers by Jenny. So let's scroll down to find Jenny. There she is. Computers by Jenny. And again, her information comes up automatically. The check number should be 71. That's there. For the category, let's go down to our category. The category is going to be supplies expense. So hit your drop down arrow. Would you please stop popping up? So hit your drop down arrow in the expense category. Go down to where it says supplies. There we go. For the description, type in purchase tablet computer. Again, purchase tablet computer. The amount is going to equal $650. It's the amount of the tablet. And then press your tab key. And those options, you could print the check, order checks, but for right now, we're just going to click on the save and close button. Okay. Page 44 asks you to open your journal report. We've done that already, but again, to go to the journal, just click on your reports and you go to the journal. I'm going to move over to page 46 of your textbook. So on page 46 of your textbook, it reminds you that with the PowerPoint slides that are on the Canvas site, the last page has links that will take you to videos. If you have questions on how to do any of those functions, you can click on any of those links. It will open up a video on things such as how to create invoices, make payments, create set up vendors, etc. You can click on any of those videos to start the work. Okay? Now, for your chapter 1 homework, you're going to begin on page 46. You're going to sign out of here, and then you'll sign back in for the homework. You'll use that same link as before that's posted under the chapter 1 module, the one that take you to the QuickBooks online software. And you're going to follow the steps beginning on page 46 of your textbook for exercise 1.1. You continue on to page 47 and 48. On page 48, you're going to complete exercise 1.2 on page 48. And then at the top of page 49, you're going to create a trial balance. So for the homework, you're going to have to do the following things. Complete those transactions, and you're going to print out a journal. You're going to print out a trial balance as well as a transaction detail by account. You will find all of these under the report icon under QuickBooks. For exercise 1-3, you will go to the Connect site. Well, go to Canvas. So I can go there now. Let me see if I have Canvas still up. Let's see. I do. Go to Student View. So to complete exercise 1.3, you will go to the Modules tab, and you're going to go to Chapter 1. And once you have registered for Connect, when you click here, it will take you to the Connect site to complete exercise 1.3, which is pretty much just check figures from exercise 1-1 and 1-2. Okay? So this concludes our Chapter 1 video lectures. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email or by phone. And I'm going to post your Chapter 2 video lectures later today or tomorrow once my class is over. Okay? Have a great day.